Hey guys, and welcome back. Yesterday we had an amazing guest in our live stream, Bill Galbally from Fancy Guppies UK, Fancy Guppy judge who's well known all around the world, and he's also a very passionate guppy breeder. We have been talking about many topics yesterday, and the link for the entire live stream is gonna be in the description below, but as I know that many of you guys will not watch it whole, this part definitely deserves its own video. As he has been in a hobby for such a long time, I've asked him about his input in development of trends in showing fancy guppies, and this is the answer. You've been in a hobby for approximately, as you said, over 50 years easily. Definitely there are some trends that's been going on in these past years. Like right now, for example, there is a big trend that I'm seeing all over the internet is crown tail. I've never seen guppy with crown tail before. Recent years they're coming all into hobby, and people want them because they're some kind of weird new thing that nobody ever seen before, etc., etc. It may be not such a new thing, but I would say that it's definitely a trend these days. So can you maybe tell us a little bit about what the trends were back then and what would you find the trends are nowadays?
So when I first started keeping guppies, most guppies were they weren't standard fish, but they were very, very colourful. So they didn't have the large fins, but the colour on the body was amazing, and you found lots of good colour in the tail and dorsal as well. So they were extremely colourful and extremely lively, and they were as hard as nails, very hardy fish, which is why they were recommended for beginners, and almost impossible to keep them in bad conditions. So that's how they started off. They were an extremely hardy fish, lots of colours, and very, very easy to keep. So therefore, they were the beginner fish for everyone. And then people started breeding them to a standard, just as same as breeding birds to a standard, etc. And so then the standards took off, and they were in full swing once I started keeping guppies. And what I remember from going to the shows in the 60s and 70s was there was a spread. So it was fairly even fish that were kept. So there were some that were always rare, like pintails. Pintails have always been rare, but you still saw them. Nowadays, you can go to a show and not see a pintail. But the biggest change that I've seen is the demise of the veil tail. So when I was young, the veil tail, when I was young, I'm talking about when I was a teenager. So we're talking late 60s, early 70s. The veil tail was the most common fish and far outnumbered delta tails. And now that trend is completely reversed. The delta tail is now by far the most common, and it's extremely rare to see a veil tail. And I can't really explain why that is, apart from the fact that we've got these big fish from America and people liked the size, so they've all gone over to delta tails. But yeah, I think it's a shame. I like to see all the varieties kept going, so that's why I keep some of the rarer ones. I would keep veil tails if I could get hold of some. And I wished I'd kept them going from when I was young, because they were quite a common fish then and quite a effective fish, but you don't see them now. As far as these later trends, what we're seeing now, because we have the internet and because we have international travel, so when I was a youngster, international travel was extremely rare. Now everyone can travel, and I've been traveling all the way to the Far East. So it's possible to swap the genetics around, and we're now also the associations are linking up with each other. So we're now starting to swap our fish, and these fish that you're talking about, crown tail, swallowtail, they're all coming. The one we discussed earlier, which was the half moon, they're all coming from Asia. So we're getting these Asian fish into the hobby because many Europeans are going to Asia and many Asians are visiting Europe. So that's why I think that this is excellent. This flow of information and genetics, this is something that needs to be encouraged, and variety is the spice of life. So that's why we're getting these new varieties come in. I'm not over keen on swallowtails myself. I think the crown tail is very interesting, and I think that the half moon is an absolutely perfect fish for a standard. It really is easy to describe as in a standard, which is why we've accepted it in. So let these trends continue. What we're now also seeing is fish like koi guppies and dumbos. So, you know, it's getting as exciting as it was in the 1950s and 60s with all this newness. So let's keep that going.
Thank you very much guys for watching. I really hope that you've enjoyed this small sneak peek from yesterday's live stream. In case that you would like to see it whole, it is in the description below. And we're definitely gonna see Bill more on this channel. I love talking with experienced professionals and learn from their experiences. So yeah, definitely I can promise you that this wasn't the last time you've seen Bill on my channel. If you would like to see the entire live stream, link is in the description below. You can just go ahead and check it. And if you would like to see more professionals talking about fish keeping hobby, make sure to tune in for the Monday's live stream. I have amazing guests prepared for the next week. So thank you very much guys for watching, and I hope to see you in that next video.